Yeah,
Jason, but keep on going.
yeah. So I was just saying, what you putting in your mouth, or for at least from my experience, what I'm putting in my mouth is a direct reflection of where I'm at mentally. If I'm putting
Mm,
good things that's giving me life, what I'm saying, fruit, vegetables, what I'm saying, seeds, um, herbs, like you were saying, if I'm putting those things into my body, that's telling you that I care. I care about myself. I care about my physical health. But they say you are what you eat. So you putting dead things in
right.
your body, you putting things that add no value into your body. You know what I'm saying? That's that's saying how you feel about yourself without actually saying it.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? That's when people be asking me, bro, I can't manifest anything in life. I'm asking, what you eating? What you consuming for real? If you drinking, if you eating this dead stuff, you're not gonna manifest nothing. And I was telling my mom about that. I'm like, Mom, just try to eat some more fruit or some vegetables. And then while you washing it off, speak affirmations to it. You feel me? Cause all that got water molecules, and we already know that water can hold memory.
Yes.
So that's really the main thing I be more conscious about when I'm making my food. And this is me just preaching to myself too right now to remind myself when I'm washing my food, I'll say my affirmations to my food. Like really speak to my food because we all know why we pray for our food. We bless the hand that made the food because we already know that energy transfer over to the food and then we eat it.
Right.
You feel me? Like it's an elder that he said he was like he walked in a restaurant and be, you know what I'm saying, the line, he see who's like serving the food and he really observe the attitude of that person, how they doing, how they moving.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, he leaving out. He's saying, forget that. I'm not gonna eat none. I'm
Yeah.
out because that's how important it really is,
I
man.
heard.
And you
Who
really,
said that? I feel like I heard that before. Who said that?
it's one of my elders in the collective came. He said, that. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
like really, like it was. Bro, it had to be somebody like that was that wisdom, but like that's very
Yeah.
powerful because me, I used to be in the back in the kitchen making hookahs, so I see, you know what I'm saying, who's making the food, everything like that. And I really see it, man. I really do see it firsthand. And I was like, damn, like really tapping in. And then with me, with my vegan diet, man, I'm really trying to be more aware, especially with that Beyond Meat stuff.
Yeah. I
Like,
don't even mess with
that's just
that.
it's just no good. It's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. The process, all
Yeah.
that. Cause when I went vegan, I was high on my starch. I used to be starched up. Like I used to eat nothing but potatoes because I didn't really know no better. And like I went cold turkey when I converted to being vegan. I just went straight cold turkey. So my stomach was going through
Yes.
it. And then I was
Dude.
just eating
Yeah, I know what you're saying,
potatoes.
bro. Be craving. I'm like, oh my god, because the fruit, bro.
Man,
It's like you'll eat fruit, you'll just be eating fruit, vegetables. But then you just want something that just like savory, or just like got
yeah.
some texture to it or some saltiness to it, and it's like, damn, what can I eat? You know, what I'm saying? what
I'm
what
telling
can
you,
I make
man.
that is gonna satisfy me? But I kind of struggle with that as well. Like I'll be going good, you know what I'm saying, eat my fruit and vegetables,
Mhm.
and I'm just like, bro, I just got a terrible craving right now for just something real salty.
Mm.
Because the fruit is just
Man,
fruit and vegetables is just like the vegetables don't really have no salt to it. I mean, you could put like herbs and stuff, you know what I'm saying, like salt, pepper, and all that. But
I
I
got
guess when you get used to eating like meat and stuff like
you.
that,
Hmm.
it's just different.
You said something salty, right? So in the book, in Dr. Africa's book, Holistic Healing, salty, right? The emotional addictive factor from salty, it redirects anger, frustration, and violence
Mm.
when you crave something salty. One thing with me was sugary, so it helps satisfy the need to give or receive love. That's one thing about me.
Mm.
I crave sugar a lot. So I really reflect on that. I'm like, damn,
What?
I
I
really
need to
gotta
read
really,
that. I need to read that. I need to read that.
bro. You gotta, bro. Like I just got the book, so I went through the book. I didn't really read it, but I was scanning through the book and put tabs on the book where points where I need to read or somebody said they had this issue. I can go back to it and like be like, yo, check this out. So like I might order all his books, like for sure. Like definitely just saying that. And when me getting started with my diet, or really I'm on jackfruit and mushrooms, blue oyster mushrooms, lion's mane mushrooms. That's one alternative that you can really start doing to really help you with that craving, because it's a restaurant out here in the DMV area called Mush DC, and they make fried mushroom sandwich. It's better than the Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, whatever chicken sandwich spot you can name, Zaxby's, whatever, Raising Cane, all that. This vegan spot tops.
So I got a question about that though. What are you frying it in, and does the frying process, like, does that mess any of the nutrients with the mushrooms, or how does that work?
So with the nutrient with the mushrooms, I definitely gotta look that up. So they're frying it in I would say you can do it with avocado, grapeseed oil.
Yeah.
Like it's not vegetable oil, but it's a different oils they use to fry it. So definitely was hemp seed? Nah, not hemp seed oil. It gotta be avocado oil, because I did it in the crib before. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like frying chicken, the same process, but they're not using any dairy or anything like that. So it'd be choice. Like I try to stay away from it as much as possible because I was eating it every day. But I'm on the process right now where I'm just grilling it. I'm the blue oyster mushrooms with some onions. Then I throw it in a salad and I eat it like that. And then drink some water and some moringa tea. So
moringa tea, that's like a variation of an orange.
Nah, so the moringa, let me see if I can pull it up for you. The moringa, man, I think it's a tree. It's a tree, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Not the moringa powder.
Moringa plant, yeah.
Yeah, it's a tree. And it got it look like, you know how them trees with the look like almost string beans be looking leaves?
Yeah.
So that's what they're using. But it's a little bit longer with pods in it. So they use that. And the moringa seeds inside of that is so bitter, man. It's bitter. It's a bitter taste. It reminds me like a burdock root type of tasting. But you got to think about it. That energy they got in it, it can create a tree from that. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, it's powerful. Powerful stuff right there. It really is.
Okay.
But let's go to the introduction. Let the people know who you are, where you coming from, and what you into, man. Right. This young guy right here, very powerful. I remember talking to him last year. I don't even know how we met for real, but like I'm glad we met and came across paths. You remember?
I really don't.
I think were you on like the 19 keys?
Yeah.
Like Crown or Infinite West Strategy, something like that?
I think we were in the BWO. Were you in that?
Yeah. Yeah, the original BWO, not the new one.
Yeah, we was in the original one.
Yeah, and man, just everything he's doing right now, he been telling me what he was gonna do, and he really built on it. So man, he's on his stuff, man. I'm proud of him. But nah, let the people know who you are, man.
All right, what's good, y'all? My name is Rashaan Duke II. I'm 21 years old. I'm in college right now. I'm from Covington, Louisiana. Y'all probably don't know where that's at. So it's about 20 to 30 minutes outside of New Orleans. You know, everybody know where New Orleans at. So it's about 20 to 30 minutes outside of New Orleans. I major in finance in school right now, but I have a clothing business called FAM Furst. Representing those who understand the difference between their relatives and their real family. What else do I do? I trade stock options in the stock market. And I wrote a book about credit, teaching, young adults how to establish, maintain, and build credit. And that's pretty much what I do right now. I'm building up my brand. I graduate college in August, so transitioning from that school because I've been in school my entire life. So transitioning from school, you know what I'm saying, into the workforce, into the real world. That's where I'm at right now, just focusing on mastering myself. Me and my brother here, we were talking about, you know, health and food and how that plays a role in your mental. And yeah, I'm just focusing on just becoming a better me so I can be better for my people and my family.
I say, man, the first things first, really, I remember you telling me about that book. So, like, what really got you, who taught you first about credit first? Like, was it your parents or you did your own research
Yeah, it
for
was my
real?
pops. My pops put me on it right before
How old?
right before I came to college. He put me on it, and
Okay.
I remember getting introduced to Recession Proof, that group, and then I dug into that, and then I was like, okay, this is cool. So I got all the game from there, and then from there and my pops, and
Okay.
then I realized, you know, me being in college, they wasn't teaching us anything about credit, bro, and I'm in
Hmm.
finance, so they weren't teaching us anything about nothing to do with credit. How to get a credit card, how to use a credit card, you know what I'm saying, how to anything about credit at all. And it's crazy because you need credit to get an apartment, you need credit to buy a car, you need credit to buy a house. That's some of the main things that, you know, we're going to be getting into once we're out of college, and they're not preparing us for any of it. So, you know, I'm thinking, okay, instead of me just complaining about it or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, pretty much just complaining about it. I'm just going to be the change that I want to see. So I
Hmm.
just wrote a book about it. And I've literally, I haven't made an A in English until I got to college. Like, I've always hated writing and hated reading. But I kind of like to take on challenges. I like to challenge
Okay.
myself because once I know that I can, you know, I just like overcoming not fears, because I don't have fear of writing, but just difficulties. Because
Yeah.
once you overcome something that you think you can't do or you think you're not good at, it just builds a different level of confidence when it comes to other things. Because it's like, okay, I thought I wasn't good at this, but I was able to have the discipline, you know what I'm saying, and the will to be able to produce this book. So I know that if something else in the future comes up in my life that I think is hard, it's like I can tap back into that power and that knowing that I can overcome something difficult, and it'll carry on throughout my life.
Man, that's facts. Cause I remember I was fresh into college, fresh out of high school. Man, they started sending me credit cards, all that. You feel me?
Yeah,
And like, man, I fell into that trap where I didn't really know any information because about credit cards besides my mother, what she told me, which was a little bit, you know what I mean? So she just told me like, yo, make sure you just pay it off, do that, do that. But like when I was in school, they didn't really teach us about credit cards, how to use credit card, how to build your credit, how to use credit. So like now when I max out 2 credit cards and they in collection, I'm like, shit, I gotta figure out what I need to do next. So like definitely big props to Pops for teaching you that at a young age and dropping a book about it so your peers and people younger can really understand. One, you can write your own book. Two, start building your credit because that's key. Credit is
yeah,
key no matter what. It's key, especially if you're the business owner. You definitely need some credit and move around what you need to do, man. So like that's big key right there, man. Cause telling you, bro, I now that I had the information on credit and how to leverage credit, I'm like, okay, now I know how I can move. So like, it's this big key to understand credit,
for sure.
man. Really, really
Another
is,
thing
man.
that made me want to write my book as well is, you know, my pops put me onto it, so I understand credit.
Hmm.
You know, once I learned about it, I don't use my debit cards. The name of my book is all credit, no debit. Like, I don't even think about using my debit card for multiple reasons. But you
Yeah.
know, just talking to my peers at school about credit, and most of their reactions, or their thought processes when it comes to credit is one of that's based in fear, because
Mm.
their parents don't know, how to use credit properly. They weren't taught properly, and they made mistakes with their credit card. So, then they project that fear onto, their kids and say, most of the kids are like, yeah, my mom has my credit card. I'm like, why does your mom have your credit card? Uh, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So they're teaching them to stay away from it, pretty much. Only use it for gas, pretty much. Only use it for gas. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
use it for everything, but you just got to be disciplined. You get no
Yeah.
benefits from using a debit card. But if you use a credit card, there's something that comes with it, whether it's bonus points, whether it's cash back. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Mhm.
never supposed to use a debit card. You're always supposed to use a credit card and use it as a debit card. And then you'll be okay. There's no reason to be scared of it.
Facts. And one thing I really learned this year is, like you said, the cash back. Like I use a Chase Discovery card, or it's wherever it's called. I forgot exactly what it's called, but I got it. Got bonuses for points. Like I booked a flight because of
Mm,
that. You know, I said LA. I only had to pay $121 based on the points I had. So I kind of understanding like, look, I got this credit card. I'm gonna use it as like an asset for real. I'm gonna understand that I got enough money to pay it off. So my max is 5,000. I'm not gonna max it out to 3,000 up there where I can't pay it off that same month. So I understand that. So I always keep it back in my head when I'm spending that. Okay, this is what I can spend. I got enough to pay it off, so I don't have to worry about the interest the following
yep.
month. And like, so just really understanding that. I'm like, okay. And then when I went out to Houston, my boy had this American Express Platinum card. So that's where they had the lounge at. And I went in the lounge. I was like, you got the open bar, buffet, and the people that's in there, if you know they will be in there. So you got business owners, you got people that understand how to leverage your credit card because they got that perk right
Yep.
there. So I met people that was doing business, rent a car, rentals, real estate. I was chatting it up because like this area is they in there for a reason because they know about how to leverage a credit card, how to work a credit card. So I was networking like crazy. So like the benefits of doing that is key. And like you said, that fear base that we get from our parents, that's a lot of stuff we as adults, as we get older, that trauma we hold on from our parents, like that outside of credit cards, anything, man. Really, our parents put that trauma on us, so we be scared to step out our comfort zone for real, man. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So like you was talking about your pops, but like was your pops was the person that really motivated you to get started with entrepreneurship?
Yeah, my pops is an entrepreneur. So yeah. And I
What?
just don't I've never been a fan of just working for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So just that idea alone motivated me. But yeah, he has definitely played a role because he himself is an entrepreneur. That's one of the main things. I've never seen my pops work a job my entire life.
Mm.
Never seen him work a job my entire life. So most def.
Man, definitely, man. I was talking to a sister, and she was talking about the ups and downs. Cause her dad had her own business, so he was working for his business, and the money wasn't coming through yet. But now he's seeing the fruits of his labor coming fruition now because he put all that work in. So really just working for yourself. I had the same kind of, I wouldn't say the same story, but like me was kind of opposite. My mom worked all her life, you know what I'm saying, bouncing a job to job, complaining about her
Mm.
job. And I'm like, nah, this can't be it. This can't be it. Like graduate college to pay off debt, then work all your life just to live for 10 years. Like this can't be it. So it's really, that's where I got into entrepreneurship myself by just looking at the example of my mom working and saying, this is not it. Like I want to live life, not work to live for real. Like that's my, how I got to entrepreneurship and just me observing people how they're living, being their own boss really motivated me to start my entrepreneurship, be an entrepreneur. And like, so with me, I learned a couple skills from that. So like really the business admin, that's a point where I'm at with my entrepreneurship career. Is the business admin, just really understanding the back end of stuff. Cause the front end stuff is the easiest part, but the back end is the most important part. So with that, what's one significant skill that you learned from starting your first business?
One significant skill, I would say research. I would say the ability to be able to, I guess to refine that word down, analytics, being analytical.
Okay.
Okay. T-shirt business. There's so many T-shirts. There's so many different types of T-shirts. There's so many places you can get the T-shirts from. There's so many ways you can do a design on a T-shirt. What's the best way? What's the most efficient way, cost efficient way, like most efficient with the time? What's the best way to do it? Like the ability to be able to take the time and research and pick between, each option and see which one is best for your situation specifically, not based off of what you see somebody else is doing, but based off of, the capital and resources and whatever you have available to you. The ability to do that and do that efficiently is something that I've developed. Because it's we do all this. You make clothes, so you know what goes into all of this. Like, you have to source the product. You have to source the materials to print onto the product. You got to market it yourself. What's the best platform to market on? There's so many platforms. You know what I'm saying? There's different services, to add on to your website. What's the best ones to add on to your websites? And not just picking the first one you see just because it looks good, and actually taking the time and research and picking the best one. It's like, that's a pretty big skill that I've learned that I'll be able to transfer into other areas.
Yeah, I agree with that. Research, you got to think about it. These big companies, they got a whole separate department based off research and development. So that's definitely really key with a business is growing. Same thing, like you said, we both have clothing lines, so I understand. Like, that's one thing where I'm at right now, too, is really understanding material. I was watching a high-level conversation with the brother, Side Collective,
right now.
Devin. And like, he really had me thinking about really how I can prove my brand myself, how I should take the fashion more seriously. He would have asked me, my clothing line about to be 4 years old. You would have asked me 5 years ago I had my own clothing line. I'd be like, nah, I wouldn't. So like, that was me getting into the fashion, because with me, I'm not gonna lie, like all my, I'll say high school, college, man, I was just jeans, sweats, just, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really into fashion, but since I started my brand, I want to learn more about fashion so I can really hold and build my brand to a certain way. You know what I mean? So like, really understand the fabrics I'm using, the vinyl, learning different skills, screen print, embroidery, heat press. So it's really just doing that to level up, because I got the designs in my head. It's just really putting out there and making sure the quality, that's the main thing with me, is quality. Like, people start their brands and their quality, or this major brands too, the qualities be so terrible. Like, you throw a couple wash it 2 times, the shirt shrink up. And one thing Devin said is it's a fast fashion culture now. We got H&M, Forever 21, Shein, Fashion Nova. It's so cheap because it's trends, so they're not gonna last that long. So like, that's the main thing. I want stuff to last. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna pay top dollar, you want people pay $100, $200, $50 for a shirt. You gotta make sure those shirts can last. You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing with me, and that's one thing. Like you said, goes into research, and you really gotta do your research to find which method of making clothes and the fabrics you should use so it can last. So that's big key. I'm glad you said that, because that's one important part of business, really doing your research and really finding out what you need to do next, man.
Sure.
And
I'm
then
watching
so you
that
said,
podcast right now, by the way. I'm not done, but
yeah,
I've been taking time to watch parts here and there. And he
yeah,
got me thinking about taking a pause on my stuff because dude said he took a whole year.
yeah,
Solidified manufacturer dude flew to China. Dude went back to school, learned about all the fabrics. I'm like, damn, he really going all in. Do I need to
yeah.
pause and like figure out some stuff first and then come back and
Mm-hmm.
do it better and do it right? Like he got me thinking for real. So
Now he had me the same way. I'm not gonna lie, he had me the same way. Just really because over I would say this last year, I really haven't been making clothes. I really haven't been pushing it. Like I had stuff on my website, like my sweatsuits I'll be posting, and like I'm like, do I really like? I've been testing the quality, see everything. And I'm like, do I really want to push this out? Like people, Brand, when you gonna drop? I'm like, look, I was focused on a whole different thing, and I really have to give my clothing brand all my attention because it's so important to me. And I don't want nobody rocking something YSM and it's not looking right. The quality's terrible. And then somebody in the interview, he said with the side collective, right? When you rock it, people gonna like you are if you know type of thing. So I'm at work at Target right now. I got my side collector shoes on, my foam runners on. Then I saw a brother with some sneakers on. I was looking at it, I'm like, those look like some side collective. Now I'm like, hey bro, those side collective? He like, yeah, man, I got like 40 pairs.
damn.
And then we exchanged IGs off that. I told him I had my old clothing line. He like, you know what, I'm gonna support your clothing line. Like just off that. And he mentioned that on an interview about that. So it's just that connection we just made just then and there, just because of side collective, man.
Yeah.
So like it's definitely powerful. And he told me to watch the Breakfast Club video he got with them too. So I'm definitely gonna check that out once I'm done with the high level conversation. And the second one is definitely the Dame Dash one. Seeing what he doing with his own brand, the CEO, everything. Cause like we got the same birthday, by the way. So he my Taurus son. So like just everything he's doing himself is really why I'm building my brand a certain way, because I want to have do everything. I want to do the podcast. I want to do the food. I want to do the real estate. Like I want everything to be under one household, just like Nipsey Hussle did with the marathon. Just everything in house like that. It's gonna leave a footprint, and I feel like you building a legacy brand. That's the main thing. I'm not trying to be here for a couple years. I'm trying to be here forever, so I can pass it down to my kids. So that's one thing I'm really learning at these top brands. Instead of selling your brand, I want to see these brands that's gonna be here for a while. And definitely Marathon is one of them that's gonna be here for a while because they everywhere. I'm gonna go back to LA in next month, so I'm definitely gonna tap in and really study that while I'm out there.
Okay.
For sure, man. So the next question I got for you, kind of probably we already know since you talk about your dad, but like I would say I'm gonna add this to it. Are you getting support from family and friends on your business? And if so, how?
Yeah, for sure. Support as far as actual purchases, and also, when they're out and going out about their day, whatever they're doing in their lives, they have my stuff on and they're telling me about interactions that they have with other people, coming up to them,
Mm-hmm.
asking them, where's that shirt from? Where's that hoodie from? And they're putting them on to my page and whatnot. So supporting that way. And also when it comes to friends, my last photo shoot I did, the people in there or some of my partners from college, they bought the
Mm-hmm.
and model in the photo shoot for me. So supporting that way too, and just resharing posts is a big thing. Resharing posts and liking and sending it out in that way. So yeah, I've been receiving support for sure.
Definitely, because that's one thing. I noticed is really my friends. I would say they saw the growth in me, and I guess they couldn't believe I had my own clothing brand and doing stuff. So like sometimes they're not gonna always repost my my stuff, or they're not going to even purchase it. So it's just key to seeing you have the right group of people around you that's going to support the brand and that see the vision, what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you might not have that friend group or the family that will really support it how they should be supported. And they give you that extra push, man. Definitely, like, when people be rocking YHM and people be asking where you get that from, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, just give me the spill, like elevator pitch real quick. And I'm like, look, I tell my friend, look, if you send me some sales, I'll make sure I break you off a little percentage of some sale or give you a discount or something. Right. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, that's key, man. That's key. So it's just really the vegan back off that question. So how are you using college? Yeah, vegan back. We're not piggyback. We vegan back on off that question. So how are you using college to help grow your business for real?
Bro, it's a plethora of human beings all in one spot.
Yeah.
Just talking to people on campus, bro. That's really it. Talking to people, going to the caf. Sometimes I'll just go up to the different tables, you know, and ask people if they like clothes and just run it and just tell them what I got going on, get them to follow the page. That's really it. I haven't been pushing my book. Sometimes I forget that I wrote a book, but I haven't been pushing my book like that. I need to, but yeah, that's really it. Just being on college campus is easy, bro. It's easy. Like I really could just pull up in front of the Union and pop the trunk and sell some stuff. Like it's not much to it. They all in one spot.
Right.
Yeah.
Cause that was what I was doing last year when my boy was in school. Mm-hmm. Like I caught the train up in the mountains of Maryland, went to Frostburg University, and I literally sold out that weekend. Like I left with nothing. I told myself I'm not leaving with any clothes, and I left with nothing. Like pulled up to block party, selling stuff, just walking around, just selling stuff, setting up a table at the front of the block party. I'm like selling shirts, pushing, just really pushing it. So definitely, I kind of wish I started my brand in college when I was in college for that 1 year off campus, like out of the crib, because I would have definitely ran it up. That's why I really.
That's the thing, though, bro. College campuses are public areas. Like there's so many people that be in the Union and the CAF that don't even go to our school. I'm like, who is that? I'm like, who is that? I see different people all the time. I'm like, I know y'all don't go here, but anybody can walk on a college campus, pay to get in the CAF. Anybody can do that. So it ain't too late. Like it's not too late if you still want to do that.
Man, I might have to do that. Definitely want to get a little warmer.
You know, with the brand World Envision?
Yeah,
they're from Louisiana. They from New Orleans. They went to La Tech, LA Tech. That's like in Ruston. You probably don't know where that is, but it's up north in Louisiana, nowhere near where I'm at. But all they did was go around to different college campuses, and they set up their tables, pop-up shops, or whatever on different campuses, and that's how they blew up.
I'm not gonna lie, that just inspired me for it because in the DMV area, we got endless HBCUs out here. We got University of Maryland, we got American University, George Washington. Like it's endless colleges outside the HBCUs here. So definitely that's one thing I was doing when I was doing my life insurance stuff was just walking around campuses and just really just acting like I was a student for real because I was in school, but I went to a different school. So you definitely right on about that. I can definitely do that and keep that going, especially during the football season anyway, because, I love me some college football, so I can definitely do that.
Sure.
Definitely do that for sure. And it's really – so how you doing? What's your opinion or your view on the stocks right now, especially what has happened with Silicon Valley Bank? Like, are you really – you bull on making trades, or are you sticking to your guns and really seeing what's going on with the market for real?
I'm not a bull or a bear because I'm a trader.
Mm-hmm. So
I just play the up and down. But as far as long-term investing, I'm not buying anything right now. I'm not buying nothing. I've been, my dad, he asked me, he just waits for me to tell him when to buy stuff. And he's been asking me lately, and I'm just like, just wait, just be patient, just wait.
Yeah.
because like the market hasn't fallen how it's supposed to. Like it
So you feel like gonna fall
yeah,
lower? That's what you saying?
I
All
feel like it
right.
is, and I could be wrong, but
Mhm.
I think it's gonna fall lower. Um, the based off of the Fed meetings, Powell is trying to the chairman. He's trying to push. He's trying to like get us to fall more, but we just won't. Like the market is just it's doing like this,
Yeah.
and that's why it's been difficult. It was like the last quarter of 2022 was tough for sure.
Mhm.
It's tough. Like a lot of people got wiped out. A lot of prop trading firms went bankrupt. A lot of traders that I know that are in the trading group that I'm in quit Discord activity down. Bro, it was rough. It was rough, but it's kind of the volume is kind of picking back up now. Um, Not sure why. I guess
Mhm.
maybe the new year got people that kind of excited. You know, they thought we was going to get off to a great start, but that bank failing. I haven't done my research, so I won't say too
Mhm.
much on it. But from what I have seen, it's a pretty big deal, and I think that's not going to be the first bank that defaults. I mean, we just
Mm.
saw I think it was Bank of America that just got into some trouble um, with their finances. So I don't know. I'm not buying long term right now. But I would say I'm not buying long term. I'm trading for sure.
Trading.
I'm waiting for some specific prices on some stocks.
Okay. So to like really add this together, so you are you using your trading money to help you fund your business,
No, I'm using my credit.
your
Yes,
credit?
sir.
Okay. All right. Cause like that's the main thing. Like for me, it is really understanding how to really leverage that skill to trade to fund my business or different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Take care. Cause I work 2 jobs right now, and I'm really trying to free myself from one of the jobs because if I learn, I'm still learning how to trade, reading the charts,
Hmm.
doing that because I have to set the time for me to learn that information. Cause that's like once you learn the charts or learn how to read patterns, it's a wrap.
It's that
It's a
it's
wrap.
that too. But I would say this: anybody can read a chart. It's more about
Mm-hmm.
emotions, bro.
Mm.
It's more about emotions than anything. You can have the perfect strategy, but if you can't control your emotions, and bro, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you're greedy in real life, if you're greedy when it comes to food, you know what I'm saying? You won't be able to trade, bro, because you're gonna overtrade and you're gonna blow your
Mm.
so trading I would say this. Trading will show you who you are. Trading being a trader will show you who you are and it will make you into a better person. If you're a good trader, you almost have to be a good person. And if you know, you know. But
Yeah.
your emotions have to be in check. Your ego has to be in check. Your discipline has to be pristine. Like you can't overindulge. You know what I'm saying? You can't get cocky, or you're just
Yeah.
not gonna make money. Like 95% of people don't make money. It's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's going. Yeah, it's a head game, bro. It's a head game for sure. Because all you're doing is clicking buttons. It's not physical at all.
Yeah.
It's not physical at all.
And that's probably like the 10th time I heard that really about trading.
Oh, what happened? It ended. Damn. Damn, what happened? I think his phone died. We're just gonna wait. Figure.
I'm back on here. Back
Oh,
on
I
here.
was just about to press that button.
We good. We good. We back on here. I don't know what just happened. It's time for me to get an upgrade anyway, man. Get this MacBook. I got this Dell. This one been on the last layer for a minute. But what I was just saying, let me see.